Welcome to KSAX TEG. I'm Ken Munson.
And I'm Jake Smith. This week we'll be reviewing Saw 2 Flesh and Blood from Konami.
Hello. I want to play a game.
The story of Saw 2 Flesh and Blood takes place between the first and second movie. You play as a reporter who is the son of one of the characters in the first movie, who is the latest capturee of Jigsaw, the serial killer, and you have to go through and survive the latest barrage of traps that he set up for you.
What I really liked about the game is that it's very puzzle-driven. In order to get anything done or to progress anywhere within the game, you have to be constantly solving Jigsaw's puzzles. What did you like?
I liked the puzzles too. I mean, there was a lot of them, and it was nice to have that driving force in the game. I also liked how you had to cut the key out of your eye right at the beginning. It really grabs you and tells you what kind of game this is going to be. And the environments are pretty creepy.
Yeah.
And from what I experienced myself, there's a lot of things just kind of jumping out, and rats. I don't like rats, and there's a lot of rats. And I know I liked the crawling on the ground part. It was neat to see that kind of how that was done. But I didn't like, at the same time, as much as I liked the puzzles, I didn't like that that was really the only staple this game had. There wasn't a whole lot to combat.
Right.
There wasn't a whole lot to the story. And there was almost seemed like too much puzzles for a puzzle game.
Right. See, I think with so much puzzles, they kind of neglected the combat almost. I mean, when someone comes at you, it's fun at first, but you have a weapon, and it's just a series of buttons until you either defeat them or, you know, you are defeated.
Yeah.
And the combat itself is just really sluggish. It doesn't seem like it was all that well manipulated for the game.
Yeah, it wasn't refined very well at the end.
And also the puzzles. The puzzles are really fun at first. But a problem I found as you progress is that it's really the same puzzles repeated, just on a larger scale. So for instance, if you're connecting wires on a circuit board, then, you know, maybe an hour later, you're going to run into the same circuit board, only a little bit bigger, so it's a little harder. So it really doesn't add to the puzzle value, just having the same puzzles again and again.
Yeah.
Now, as you had said before, some of the environments are genuinely creepy. And during those moments, the lighting and the graphics really shine. But during other points in the game, such as during cutscenes, the player models look kind of chunky. They don't move that well. It just doesn't seem as fluid as it could be.
But at the same time, I guess, in the Saw games, the environment is really what's supposed to stand out, not so much the characters.
It's true.
But with the semi-poor character animation, there's, in my experience, poor audio for the characters too. The environments, again, sound great, but the characters, they weren't really all that well fleshed out.
I really don't see there being a lot of replay value in this game, and that's really just for the reason it's a single-player offline game.
And at the same time, the puzzles do get bigger and bigger, but they don't seem to change from each game session, so it really kind of limits what more you can do with the game.
Definitely. Overall, I think I would give Saw 2 a 2 out of 5 star, and that's really just because the puzzles could have been a lot better had they implemented more different puzzles along the line instead of just having you repeat the same puzzles only on a larger scale.
Yeah, I too liked the puzzles, but was bored with the game kind of quickly, so overall I'm going to give it a 2 out of 5.
Thanks for watching this week's episode of KSAX TEG.
And remember to come back often and to rate, comment, and subscribe.
The views of this video are not necessarily the views of Hubbard Broadcasting or its affiliate stations.
And the puzzles, they are there. There are puzzles.